him. One kick. That is how this story begins, and that is how it ends. In 1998, one kick made a whole country angry. A young footballer lost his temper for a single second. The referee raised a red card, and soon England was out of the World Cup. People needed someone to blame. They chose his face. For months he heard harsh words. He read painful headlines. He carried a weight that was almost too heavy for one person. But this is not a story about a mistake. It is a story about what a person does after the mistake. Because 3 years later, the same man stood over another ball. The whole country watched again. But this time, everything was different. One kick can break a moment. Another can change a life. This is the story of David Beckham, the boy who dreamed in red, the man England blamed, and the player who slowly, quietly, earned his way back. So let us begin where every big dream begins, not with fame, with a boy and a ball. It is a quiet street in East London. The year is the early 1980s. A young boy is kicking a ball against a wall. His name is David Beckham. He was born in Leytonstone, London, in 1975. And from a very young age, he loved one thing more than anything else: football. He used to play for hours. He used to kick the ball again and again. He used to dream of one team: Manchester United. Many children have dreams. But David did something special. He practiced every day, even when he was tired, even when no one was watching. His father loved football too. The family supported his dream. They took him to play. They watched him train. They believed in him. Slowly, people began to notice this boy. He had a gift. His passing was clean. His kicking was accurate. And there was something about his right foot that looked different from the others. As a teenager, he joined the Manchester United Youth Academy. An academy is a special school where young players learn the game. It was far from home. It was hard. But it was also his dream coming true. He worked his way up, step by step. He trained with other talented young players. And in 1992, he helped his youth team win an important cup. He was not famous yet. The world did not know his face. There were no cameras, no crowds shouting his name. There was only a young player, learning, growing, and waiting for his chance. Remember this picture: a boy, a ball, a dream in red. Because everything that happens later, the fame, the mistake, the blame, the redemption, all of it begins right here, in these quiet, simple days. Big dreams often begin in small places. The boy had a dream. He practiced in silence, far from the bright lights. But soon, the world would finally see his talent, and the dream would become much heavier than he ever imagined. The crowd is full. The grass is green. A young man stands near the center of the pitch. This is the first meaning of our story. One kick can open a door. By the mid-1990s, David Beckham was no longer just a youth player. He was now part of the Manchester United first team. He played on the right side, and he had a special skill. He could pass the ball long distances with amazing accuracy. He could cross the ball. He could curl the ball. And, most famously, he could bend a free kick around a wall of players and into the net. A cross is a long pass from the side of the pitch into the middle. A free kick is a free shot you get after a foul. Beckham became one of the best free kick takers in the world. Then came one unforgettable moment. It was August 1996, the first day of a new season. The match was against Wimbledon. Beckham looked up and saw the goalkeeper standing far from his goal. Most players would never try it, but Beckham was bold. He struck the ball from near the halfway line, almost from the middle of the pitch. The ball rose. It traveled far through the air, and it dropped softly over the goalkeeper, into the net. The crowd could not believe it. Commentators shouted, And in that moment, England started watching this young man differently. One kick, one door opened. Suddenly, he was in the spotlight. All eyes were on him. His name was in every newspaper. He became known for his right foot, his skill, and his style. But here is the lesson hidden inside the fame. Attention is exciting, but it is also heavy. When millions of people watch you, they also expect things from you. They cheer when you win, but they wait, quietly, for the day that you might fail. Fame gave Beckham applause, but it also gave him pressure. Talent can open the door, but fame is always waiting on the other side. One kick brought him fame. The whole country now knew his name. But fame is a strange thing. It lifts you high, and that means the fall, if it comes, is much, much harder. And soon, another kick would bring not applause, but blame. The air feels different now. This is the cold part of the story. It is the summer of 1998. The place is France. The competition is the World Cup, the biggest stage in football. England is playing Argentina in a knockout match. The winner stays. The loser goes home. This is the second meaning of our story. One kick can break a moment. The match is intense. The pressure is enormous. Millions of people around the world are watching. David Beckham, still a young man, is playing for his country. Then it happens. An Argentine player, Diego Simeone, challenges him hard from behind. Beckham falls to the ground, and in the heat of the moment, in one short second of frustration, he kicks his leg back toward the player. It is a small kick, but it is enough. The referee comes over. He reaches into his pocket, and he raises the red card. A red card means a player must leave the field. Now England must play with only 10 men against 11. England fought hard. They defended bravely. The match went all the way to a penalty shootout. And in that shootout, England lost. It is important to be fair here. Beckham did not lose the match alone. Football is a team game. England lost on penalties after a long and difficult fight. Many things decide a match, but people were heartbroken. And when people are heartbroken, they often look for one face to blame. They chose his. In the days that followed, he faced harsh criticism. The newspapers were cruel. He became, in many people's eyes, a national scapegoat. One person who carries the blame for many. A scapegoat is someone who is blamed for the mistakes of a group. Imagine being a young man, only 23 years old, hearing a whole country speak your name with anger. The applause from before had turned into something cold and painful. One reaction, one red card, and then one long, heavy silence. A mistake can happen in a single second, but the memory of it can last for years. The match ended in France. The plane brought him home. But the hardest part was not the red card itself. The hardest part was everything that came after. The noise, the blame, and the question that hung over him. How do you answer a whole country? His answer would not come in words. It would come in something much quieter. Picture an empty training ground. It is early morning. Light rain is falling. The crowds are gone. The cameras are gone. The shouting is gone. There is only one player, a ball, and the wet grass. This is not a loud comeback story. This is a quiet work story. After 1998, David Beckham had two choices. He could argue with the world, or he could let his football speak for him. He chose football. He could not control what people said about him. He could not stop the harsh headlines, but he could control one thing, his own work. So he put his head down. He kept training. He kept playing. He kept improving, week after week, match after match. This is the meaning of discipline. Discipline means doing the work even when no one is watching. And much of Beckham's hardest work happened far away from the crowds, on quiet training grounds like this one. He had to live with criticism. He had to play through difficult crowds. He had to earn back trust, slowly, one good performance at a time. And around this same time, his club, Manchester United, was having a historic season. In 1998 and 1999, the team won 3 major trophies in 1 year, a rare achievement that people call the treble. Now, let us be careful and fair. Beckham did not win this alone. It was a team of great players working together. But he played his part. He gave important passes. He scored important goals. And slowly, the conversation began to change. People who had blamed him now began to respect him again. This is an important lesson. Trust is easy to lose and slow to rebuild. You cannot rebuild it with a single speech. You rebuild it with action, repeated again and again, over a long time. He kept going. He kept working. He kept proving himself. Redemption is built in private, long before anyone sees it in public. He had worked. He had waited. He had carried the weight day after day, in silence. Then, one autumn evening in 2001, the ball was placed on the grass again. The whole country was watching once more, and everything he had learned in all those quiet hours was about to matter. It is October 6th, 2001. The stadium is full, the floodlights are bright, and David Beckham is now the captain of England. He wears the armband on his arm. A captain is the leader of the team. 3 years after the red card, the man many people blamed was now chosen to lead. This is the final meaning of our story. One kick can change a life. England needs a good result in this match against Greece to reach the next World Cup. But the game is going wrong. England is losing. Time is running out. The crowd is nervous. You can feel the tension in the air. Then, in the very last minutes, deep into added time, England wins a free kick. It is far from the goal. It is difficult. It may be the last chance of the whole match. Everyone knows who will take it. The ball is placed on the grass. Beckham stands over it. He breathes. He looks at the goal. The whole stadium holds its breath. Think of everything inside this single moment. The boy with the dream. The young star with the famous right foot. The red card. The blame. The silence. And all those quiet hours of practice on empty training grounds. It all comes down to one kick. He runs up. He strikes the ball with his right foot. The ball rises. It curls through the air. It bends around the wall. And it flies into the top corner of the net. Goal. The stadium explodes. The match ends 2-2. And with that draw, England qualifies for the World Cup. The country that had once blamed him now celebrates his name. But listen carefully, because here is the real lesson. The past did not disappear. The red card is still part of his story. It always will be. What changed was the meaning. He did not erase the old memory. He created a new one, strong enough to stand beside it.